What does a grand jury do? If you are facing federal felony charges, then the prosecution of your case will begin with the grand jury. A grand jury is a group of 16 to 23 jurors whose job is to investigate criminal activity and determine whether an indictment, formal charges, should be issued. Historically, the function of the grand jury was to protect the people from overreaching by the government by rejecting unwarranted criminal prosecutions. Over time, however, the grand jury has largely become an arm of the prosecutor. Depending on your particular circumstances, your case will come before either a charging grand jury or an investigative grand jury. A charging grand jury reviews cases in which the suspect already has been arrested and the prosecutor has to file charges quickly or release the suspect. In general, a charging grand jury will hear brief testimony, usually from the arresting officer, and vote to indict. An investigative grand jury functions somewhat differently. This type of grand jury serves as a powerful investigative tool for the prosecution on complex federal criminal cases. The jurors typically hear testimony from multiple witnesses and may take many months or even years to complete their investigation. At the conclusion of the investigation, the prosecutor will summarize the testimony and other evidence and explain how the evidence satisfies the legal elements of the crimes to be charged. If the grand jurors have no questions, then the prosecutor will present them with an indictment that he has drafted and will leave them to vote. With both types of grand juries, charging and investigative, the prosecutor runs the show. The prosecutor explains the law to the grand jurors. He decides what testimony and other evidence the grand jurors will hear. You and your defense lawyer will have no opportunity to defend the allegations leveled against you. The federal rules of evidence and the safeguards of federal criminal procedure largely do not apply to grand jury proceedings.